Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega Occasionally, and on this occasion I'm standing in the middle of Rashidafasik Road at the junction with Wigwang Market behind me, and Sukhumvit's that way and La Prau is that way, to give you some kind of understanding where you are. This video is about the dangers of Bangkok. Something happened to me just there. I'm not going to point to the actual place. I'm not going to mention names, although I don't know the name of the individual involved, but it involved me and another individual the other night, and it was an altercation. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Hello there. I was doing my thing in Wigwang Night Market, which is just down there, last Friday night, Saturday morning kind of thing. And it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was carrying my camera on the tripod as I normally do. I don't normally use this microphone for that channel. The odd time I do, but not necessarily. But the microphone is mounted on a shoe on the camera, and there's a light that's mounted on a shoe on the side of the camera. The microphone's on top, and the light is on the side. I need the light because it's dark, you know. Anyway, I was walking up and down the market like I usually do, and I got to the top of the market here, just beyond that kiosk there, and motorcycle taxi guys are everywhere here. I'm going to pan around and show you what I mean, because it's relevant to the story, okay? That over there is a motorcycle taxi rank, if you can see it. I don't know if you can. But motorcycle taxi ranks are everywhere in Bangkok. So I was kind of trying to find my way between a food stall and the taxi rank, and it was about a metre of a gap. And one of the taxi drivers was talking to his friends, and he was flailing his arms around, demonstrating whatever he was talking about. What did he do? He hit the light out of the bracket on the camera, and it broke. And it's an RGB light, and it cost me about 1600 baht. But it landed on the deck, and he picked it up and handed it back to me, and it was broken. It was clearly broken, and I said, "It's broken," and he laughed at me. He sort of smirked, and I just said whatever came to my head. "That's 1,000 baht." I just said it in Thai, Noonpan baht. And he started to get agitated. And then he kind of, as we say in Ireland, he threw a few shapes, like walking like a fella who wanted a fella who was sure of himself, put it that way. And he hightailed it down an alleyway just behind that kiosk. Behind one of the bars there's kitchens. And he went to the door, and two girls came out. I don't know what he was doing with them, but I shouted after him. I said, I forget exactly what I said, but I said, "Hey, come back." I said, "I'm going to call the police." And then I walked up towards him, not to him, but like about, I don't know, a half a metre from his face. And I'm not going to do it on YouTube because YouTube doesn't like it, but he gave me the middle finger right in my face, right in my nose. And then in typical bad English, he raised his fist like this, and he said, he drew it back, and then he moved it forward, and he said, "Boxing?" In other words, did I want to box? And I said, "Why?" I said, like, is it to say, why are you reacting like this? And I held up the broken light. I said, "That's 1,000 baht. I said, "You have to pay for it. You broke it." Now, as much English as he understood, I don't know, but he obviously knew what I was talking about. And he moved towards me menacingly. And I just said, "Look, I'm going to call the police." And I had my camera in my hand, my camera bag on my shoulder, and my phone in my hand, and my other hand, I should say, the hand I'm holding this. And I kind of turned and walked away, and there was expletives in Thai shouted after me. I think Koi, buffalo, was mentioned. But you see, I was walking away, and I got to there, at the shrine there, and I was walking down there, And what did I do? I turned back and I said, he's not gonna, it was late at night anyway, I was on the verge of going home, but I said, and the light was broken, you see, and you kind of need the light for the interviews, but I could have got by. So I turned back and said, he's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. But then I kind of thought more of it. You see, if you, as you know, and I've said it before in this channel, if you get involved in an altercation with a Thai, you're as well off walking away. Now, he was one of about 5 to 6 or 7 or 8 motorcycle taxi drivers at that rank. And if he'd have thrown a punch at me and I'd have thrown a punch at him, there'd be about 5 or 6 or 7 motorcycle taxi guys joining in, as they do, as you know. So it's never worth it. And quite why he went to the kitchen door where the girls were, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate because I don't know. But how was I to know if he had a weapon or not? You know, you've heard the story, maybe you haven't. There's oodles of stories, but there was an American on Sukhumvit 7, 8, 9 years ago, had an altercation with a taxi driver, not a motorcycle taxi. This is on CCTV. They had it on the news, but they omitted the actual specific detail of what happened. But I think the argument was over 5 baht, and the American got out of the taxi, and the taxi driver got out of the taxi with a machete, and it was on CCTV, but off camera, he killed him with the machete. Now, over 5 baht. And in the heat of the moment, when you have an altercation with a Thai like that, maybe these things aren't on the top of your mind. But I was kind of lucky because I'm almost 60 and he was tall for a Thai. I'm 6'2" or 6'1", 183 centimeters. He was as tall as me, and he was sinewy, like he was a young fella. He was about 25, 26 years old. He would have had the upper hand on me easily. And, you know, cliche, I'm wearing glasses. They'd be gone. Probably my camera would have been broken. Probably would have got a broken jaw, broken teeth, I don't know. But it's not worth it. The best thing to do, and I always say it, is never get into an argument with a Thai. But I did, because he broke my light. And what was I supposed to do? Just, he hands the broken light back to me and me say nothing. You know, but it just goes to show. And that, by the way, that's not the first altercation I had with motorcycle taxi drivers here in that place. Twice it happened before, where I was standing trying to interview a girl and they aggressively told me to move out of the vicinity of their taxi rank. By the way, these are self-proclaimed taxi ranks. They're not necessarily divvied out by the local authority. Well, some of them are, but this particular one isn't. So they're law unto themselves. So the message is, I mean, you don't need me to give you the message. Never get into an argument with a Thai, especially not a Thai taxi driver or motorcycle taxi driver at 2 o'clock in the morning or any other time in the morning, because they've got their mates, they're on home turf, and they don't give a damn if you're 40 or 75. You're going to get a clout if you proceed with an aggressive approach to them. So granted, I wasn't aggressive, but I was agitated. The fact that he handed it back and smirked, and well, he didn't smirk straight away, but when I said it's broken, I said, see ya is the Thai for broken. And he smirked at me. And then I said 1,000 baht. So I'm down, well, it's more than 1,000. I'm down, I'm out of pocket about $60 because of him, but there's no recourse. So remember that, lads. If you're involved, you don't need me to tell you, if you're involved in an altercation with a Thai, walk away. Even if you're agitated, walk away, because it's better to be, let's say, humbled than be mumbled or rumbled. How about that? It's better to be humbled rather than rumbled, and that's my advice to you. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one. It's from the heart, it's the truth, it's a true story. Again, I don't go on statistics. This is obviously not statistical, but you don't want to become a statistic. So if you like this video, make sure, if you haven't done so already, you click that like button, click the share button, click the subscribe button, do all those wonderful things, and I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.